All right, Shalom Akim. Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother Zakaria Allah, Branch Dahin, Williamsport, Pennsylvania. All right, come with another lesson, quick lesson, to end the night off. And before I get started with this, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruchakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's going to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, to you Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations. All right, but your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. All right, I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barakatham. Okay, so this is a video with dealing with your boy Agent John Mark Reeser, okay, commonly known as Vocab Malone. Okay, and he's showing up on podcasts now to address, the what he calls Hebrew Israelism, you know what I'm saying? And so what Salakia. Fuck. Salakia for that noise. Anyway, what was I saying? It lets you know how close we are to the end, because now they're calling us out on these podcasts, you know what I'm saying, where Vocab is he's now making, prominent public appearances, you know what I'm saying, to address us. And so it lets you know that the persecution is close. Okay, the persecution is close. They already have the parameters that's needed. You know what I'm saying? The precedent is met where they can put you in jail for questioning the government. They can put you in jail for being critical of the government, for having anything to say against these small hats. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's in asking subjectively, okay, different things that's going on in real life, you know what I'm saying, in real time. All right, just having questions can get you landed in jail. So the persecution is coming. All right, this is why you're seeing Vocab Malone showing up in these podcasts now. We're on the brink of World War, reaching its climax. Now more than ever, people are looking to the prophets for the answers. Okay, if you notice, all these so-called Christians are going around using the same talking points that the prophets have been using. Okay, the same verbiage, the same the same wording. You know what I'm saying? They're piecing these things together, and they're giving it their own so-called Christian spin to the truth, man. Okay, but it lets you know that they're listening. Okay, it's clear as day that they are listening to the prophets, beginning with our apostles, bishops, and elders. Okay, doesn't matter what these people are saying about the prophets. That doesn't matter what they say about GMS. You know what I'm saying? Our leadership. They're listening. Okay, and they're listening attentively. So we're gonna listen to this video with John Mark Reeser, aka Vocab Malone, and we're gonna get some precepts. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get this started with Job chapter 33, in verse 12, it says, "Behold, in this thou art not just. I will answer thee, that the Most High is greater than man. Why dost thou strive against him? For he giveth not account of any of his matters." You see? So this isn't up to man. This isn't up to any of us. All right, we're mere servants. We're mere servants. The scriptures say if this gospel be of man, it'll come to naught. It'll come to naught, man. Okay, but the fact that this truth has persisted over the years, all right, from the time of 2007 and onward, you know what I'm saying, coming down to this time, 2026, and these devils knowing that they have such little time left, okay, they're about to move. So let's listen in. Slack it.
So actually, their Hebrew Israelism is growing by conversion rates. So actually, they're actually persuading people. They are absolutely persuading people. There's data on this too. Lifeway Research has a thing called the Philos Project, where they specifically asked this question. And then a couple years later, the Manhattan Institute. So one's a Christian organization, but this is for research. And the other one's like a conservative think tank. And both of them did numbers on this. And one had 4% of Black Americans. The other had 6%. And they also include others. So it's not just Black Americans, by the way. 4 to 6%. First of all, that's growth.
And he keeps focusing on Black. He keeps focusing on Black because that whole stigma of Black has to stay in order for them to use for the accusations, in order for them to, because it's a buzzword, if you will, you know what I'm saying? It's color psychology. So when you put Black on something, there's a negative connotation that's attached to it. You know what I'm saying? So this is why they keep talking about black, and they're not talking about the fact that there is no such thing as Black. There's no such thing as a Black person. Okay? There are different derivatives of brown. Okay? There's no such thing as a white person. There are different derivatives of red. You know what I'm saying? From bright red to light pinkish color. You see what I'm saying? All right. However, the truth of the matter is that the Israelites are not all going to come looking like Michael Jai White. They're not all going to come looking like Idris Elba or Michael B. Jordan or whatever Denzel Washington. They're not all going to come looking like that, like Whitney Houston or some shit. Okay, all the Israelites are not going to just come looking like that. You have Israelites around the world that's going to come looking just like this man on the screen. You see what I'm saying? Just like Vocab, there's Israelites that's going to look like him. There's Israelites that's going to look like Leonardo DiCaprio. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about your skin color. It's not about your complexion. It's about your lineage. And your lineage comes by a bloodline. And it doesn't matter what woman that offspring comes from. The only thing that matters is who was the father. You are what your father is. Okay? So this is why they can't keep the prophets around much longer, because this stronghold of black and white and whatnot that they created back in 1681, you know what I'm saying? This whole concept, all right, this social construct is being broken down by the prophets, man. Because we're showing you proof. Okay? And as the scriptures say, the Spirit will gather them, man. So this is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. It reads, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord, and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded," all right, and the Lord's mouth is his prophets. "For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them." Okay, so the Lord's spirit is gathering the elect of the nation of Israel all around the world. You have Israelites in the Philippines. You have Israelites in UAE, in Qatar, in all throughout West Asia. You got Israelites in Europe. You know what I'm saying? You got Israelites in Germany, in London, in Australia, Bolivia. You see what I'm saying? You got Israelites in China, Israelites in Japan. You see what I'm saying? All throughout the world, man, you have Israelites. And guess what? The elect of the Israelites, the elect of the nation of Israel, are listening to the words of the prophets. And as the scriptures say, faith cometh by hearing. You see? Faith cometh by hearing. Okay? Let me get that real quick. And Salaki, I'm trying to make this quick. Let's go to Romans chapter 10. All right, Romans chapter 10, starting at verse 13. It reads, For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, shall be saved. Verse 14, How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except they be sent? So if the Lord hadn't sent us, okay, the elect of the nation of Israel that's been scattered abroad throughout all these nations around the world, wouldn't be able to come back to the fold. You see? We're talking about the remnant, of course. Continuing, it says, As it is written, How beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace, and bring glad tidings of good things. But they have not all obeyed the gospel. For Isaiah saith, Lord, who hath believed our report? So then faith cometh by hearing. So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily. Their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. So every nation around the planet has heard these words. You see what I'm saying? Even though they won't say it publicly, they know who the true Israelites are, and they know who these Amalekites are not, these imposters. Okay? Listening to the prophets, they know that these people who call themselves JOOs are actually from the house of Edom, of the tribe of Amalek. Okay? So let's go back.
One had 4% of Black Americans, the other had 6%, and they also include others. So it's not just Black Americans, by the way. 4 to 6%. First of all, that's growth of 2% within a small span. If those numbers are right, they're within the margin of error. Long story short, you've got almost 4 million people who believe these ideas.
Do you think that this is more like how?
And again, like I said, he's only counting those of so-called black people. You know what I'm saying? That's all he's counting. But you have to account for all these other tribes as well. You know what I'm saying? As the scriptures say, Israel is numbered as the sands of the sea. You know? This is why BlackRock went and purchased all that data from those institutions like 23andMe. You know what I'm saying? Where you gave your DNA and all that stuff. This is why they're trying to get all that information, because they want to know where the elect are. You know what I'm saying? Where are the elect? You see?
Veganism and people who believe these ideas.
Do you think that this is more like how veganism was super popular a couple years ago, and then most folks kind of fall out because it's just like, yo, this is ridiculous. Like literal Sabbath keeping. I got to wear my little drapes, or what are they called?
Fringes.
The fringes. You know, do you think this is something that people go through for a window of time, the same way we saw a lot of folks go vegan, and then 95% of people who go vegan don't remain vegan?
For some, and every bad idea has a limited shelf life.
All right. So yeah, pretty much. All right, pretty much these devils, they're trying to ration amongst themselves. Okay. But yeah, let me get this real quick. Try to remember where it was. Maybe I'm not spelling it right, Salakia. All right, so this is Acts. All right, Acts chapter 5. And let's hit verse, let's start at verse 35. Acts chapter 5, verse 35. It reads, "And said unto them, Ye men of Israel, take heed to yourselves what ye intend to do as touching these men. For before these days rose up Thaddeus, boasting himself to be somebody, to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who was slain, and all as many as obeyed him were scattered and brought to naught. After this man rose up Judas of Galilee in the days of the taxing, and drew away much people after him. He also perished, and all, even as many as obeyed him, were dispersed. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men, and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of the Most High power, ye cannot overthrow it, lest haply ye be found even to fight against the Most High himself." You see, as the scriptures say, they that receive you receiveth me. You know what I'm saying? They that despise you despises me. And they that despise me despise the one that has sent me. You know what I'm saying? Roughly paraphrasing. But this counsel, all right, this work is not of men, man. It's not of men. You see what I'm saying? This is why no matter what they done, no matter what they do, they can't stop this thing from moving. It can't stop it from progressing. Okay? Just as the Lord said in Matthew 24. Okay? Real quick. Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." You see what I'm saying? If we weren't the ones that was speaking the truth, then all these so-called Christians wouldn't be talking about us. All these so-called Christians wouldn't be using the talking points that we make, beginning with our apostles, bishops, and elders, man. You see? We would be a non-factor. But because we can go into these prophecies and we can break them down with pinpoint accuracy, because we can go into the volume of the book and we can unlock the mysteries, okay, and confound these scholars, confound all these wise men who have gone to these seminaries, these seminary schools for decades. Okay, now everyone is, as the elder Yashawamba says, everyone is riding the coattails of the Israelite, man. Everyone is riding the coattail of the Israelites. You see? So now if you want any relevance in the matter in terms of content, you have to add Hebrew Israelite in there. You see? Because if Vocab alone didn't do that, he wouldn't get any traction, because nobody's listening to the Quran. Nobody's listening to the book of the Bhagavad Gita. Nobody's listening to it. Nobody's listening to the book of the dead. Nobody's listening to the people of Kemet. You know what I'm saying? These Egyptologists. Nobody's listening to them. Everybody is listening to what the men of the Lord are saying. You see? And this is the problem that he has. And those who sent him, you know what I'm saying, they're mad that the Israelites are awakened and are no longer leaning on them for this, for the support for the one of all things. You know what I'm saying? We're leaning on the Lord now. And they know that that's key, because faith is what's necessary for us to lean on the Lord. You see what I'm saying? And if our faith is in the Lord and not in these devils, all right, what does that mean? That means that their society, that their prosperity and all that, it falls apart. So he knows that he has but a short time. This is Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 20. It reads, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Yasharallah, in truth." You see? So that's what we're doing in these last days, man. We're putting our trust and our hope in him. Okay? But that doesn't bode well for these devils, man, because they need us to trust in his system. Because he's bringing this digital world. Okay, and everyone's going to have to be initiated into it via a smart device that will go underneath your skin. And those who's putting their trust in the Lord will not do that. And they desperately need to get the elect on board with this. Okay, but as our Lord Yahweh Shai said, if it were possible, if it were at all possible, they would deceive the very elect, but it's not possible. You see, it's not possible, man. So continue, verse 21, it says, "The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power." Okay? So yeah, there's nothing that you can do against this truth, man, but for it. Okay, and your time is up. So I'm going to close it there. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ruchakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.